Welcome back everyone. So what I've got planned this week is to continue removing all of the weight from this floor as promised about 3 weeks ago. So it's rocks, dirt and laths. And we should have done this before we started doing the ceiling below in the dining room, but it's fine, we've still got time to do it. So I positioned the truck outside the window so we can start moving this by hand, throw it into the back of the truck and get rid of it. And then once we've done this, I want to start doing all of the floor joists and then the OSB flooring so we can start planning the bedrooms. Simon's going to be back very, very soon so we can continue with the dining room and library, and then I want to focus on this as well. So Yanis isn't with me today, he's at the chateau helping Sadie and Gwen do some plastering and get some of the bedrooms done for this big Halloween party. Anyway, let's crack on. So what you've got here are the laths, and then lots of dirt, straw, and then the original plaster that was between the ceiling joists below. And there's quite a lot of weight there. And then all of this dirt between. What we'll do is grab a bucket and clean it all up. Nice. That's coming up easier than I thought. Then it goes all out the window. Oh, it's messy. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. So what I'm removing here is the old floor, but not the original floor. They put this timber frame floor down to support the old concrete for the hallway. So this was done in the 70s, and on top of this, believe it or not, was about 10 centimeters of concrete, which is just hard to believe. And then along with tons and tons of dirt that I'm currently removing, but on top of that, there were multiple floor levels as well. So you had the original timber floor, which was just completely ruined. And then on top of that, there was just layers and layers of timber flooring that they've just been adding over the years. So yeah, like I said, it's a step in the right direction. And yeah, it's just shocking what we have uncovered so far in this renovation here at the convent. It just seems like the building is made of dirt, even though it isn't. It's made of stone and timber. There's just so much dirt between all of those layers. So within the internal walls, between all the floor levels, and so forth. And it just seems like when we want to do a job, it's never simple, because we've got to remove all of that before we can actually do anything with the building. So I've managed to do half of the section here, which isn't too bad considering that I'm on my own. What I'm going to do tomorrow is get a few helpers in, put the rubble chute down into the back of the truck, and then just continue. So do this whole section, and then I'll put some like floorboards down so we can walk over the floor joists without falling between, and then we'll do this section and then the section behind me. And surprisingly, that took about 3 hours to do. So there's quite a lot of work in it, and just so much dirt. And then I'm also uncovering rocks as well, and I'm not sure why they put rocks in, but it's just more and more weight that isn't necessary in this building. Yeah, I think the, well, we've mentioned it before, but the whoever's in charge, the architect, there was just too many internal rooms and too much weight for the poor old timber structure within the building to support. That's why it's all sagged. But we are saving it 1 ton at a time, or 1 shovelful at a time. So yeah, we're going to take this up as well, just so we can continue removing all of the dirt. And then, like I said, we'll put down some floorboards or something so we can walk across it. And then what I need to do, after we've managed to get rid of all of this, is go and do a big material run. So we go and get some floor joists, start laying it all out perfectly with a laser level, all the way back to the original hallway. And then we can start figuring out where the services and everything are going to go. There's going to be so much insulation going back in as well between all of the joists that we're going to put back in. And then we'll put OSB throughout. And then what would be quite nice to do as well would be start putting some of the internal walls in. So this is going to be the original hallway. It's going to remain the hallway, and then the rooms will be off that. So it'd be nice to sort of start figuring out where that's all going to go, even though I've already got a plan. So there we go. It's great. Some proper progress. So that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do a little bit more before I go home. So I'll see you all tomorrow. What's that? Wow.